Now at 5, some managers in a Joplin-based company plead guilty in a criminal enterprise. Plus, changes coming to the Southeast Kansas Recycling Center and the story of a young Junction athlete overcoming obstacles.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Several people involved in the management of a Joplin corporation plead guilty in a conspiracy concerning undocumented workers. This is KOIM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The company is Joplin-based Specialty Foods Distribution, a wholesale Mexican food products and restaurant supply company. Authorities say some company employees created and maintained a network of restaurants operating under multiple LLCs in Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, and Oklahoma that were serviced by Specialty Foods Distribution. But prosecutors claim some managers conspired to staff those restaurants with unauthorized workers. Now those 7 have pleaded guilty in federal court to their roles in a racketeering conspiracy to transport, hire, and harbor undocumented workers in several Midwestern states. They include a partial owner of the company, Jose Luis Bravo of Claremore, Oklahoma. Also, company president Jose Guadalupe Razo of Junction, Missouri. CFO Anthony Edward Dahl and controller Miguel Tara Martinez, both of Joplin, plus a Great Bend, Kansas woman and 2 citizens of Mexico. Each defendant admitted they were part of a RICO conspiracy from 2018 to 2021 that transported and employed Mexican, Guatemalan, and El Salvadoran nationals who were not authorized to live or work in the U.S. Specialty Foods claims the investigation found no involvement by the company as a whole. School districts respond to concerns related to nationwide immigration policy changes. The Pittsburgh School District sent its ICE protocol to staff and parents today. The district clarified, stating they're unaware of ICE going into any public schools across the nation. Like Kansas education officials stated last week, they'll follow state and federal laws to protect the privacy of students. Authorities would have to have parental consent or a lawfully issued court order to get any information. The school district says, quote, "As always, the safety and well-being of our students is our #1 priority." President Trump's freeze of federal grants has been taken off the table today. The action from his budget office came without an explanation just a few hours ago. It coincides with a job buyout offer to nearly 2 million civilian federal employees and the deportation of undocumented migrants continuing across the country. Yana Bacchus has the latest.
This afternoon, the president's budget office rescinded an order to freeze spending on federal grants.
Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid have not been affected. We are merely looking at parts of the big bureaucracy where there has been tremendous waste and fraud and abuse.
The directive would have affected states, schools, and organizations that rely on trillions of dollars from Washington, a spending cut plan Democrats slammed.
This has woken up the American people about what this administration is up to.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says removing the order is meant to clear up confusion, adding executive orders issued on funding reviews remain in full force and effect. On Tuesday, the Trump administration sent a letter to the nation's nearly 2 million civilian federal workers, offering a buyout to those who don't want to return to the office full time.
We think a very substantial number of people will not show up to work, and therefore our government will get smaller and more efficient.
Today, President Trump signed into law his first piece of legislation since retaking office. The Laken Riley Act mandates the detention and potential deportation of people in the U.S. illegally who are charged with theft or violent crimes.
It's a landmark law that we're doing today. It's going to save countless innocent American lives.
We're out arresting numerous cases throughout the state that were all public safety cases.
Meanwhile, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, continues to carry out targeted enforcement actions around the country. This one in Baltimore, Maryland, resulted in a series of arrests. Danya Bacchus, CBS News.
The president says his administration will open a detention center at Guantanamo Bay to hold up to 30,000 migrants who have entered the U.S. illegally. The McCune City Council voted to start ouster proceedings against one of its own. According to a letter addressed to the Crawford County Attorney, the City Council voted on January 14th to start the process against Jason Han. In that letter, Mayor Bobby Clark wrote about a number of allegations against Han. Those include willfully engaging in misconduct while in office and neglecting performing duties. We reached out to Han, who declined to comment. Under Kansas law, the county attorney will investigate the complaint. No word on a timeline in those proceedings. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, the clouds have been thickening up for us today, and we have rain which is moving in. Pretty big storm system. We're going to get some decent amounts of rain across the region, and we'll have to keep our eyes on when this really starts to move in as we go through the next couple hours. You can see it's starting to pick up north of Oklahoma City, back through northeastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. We do have some light showers, some light sprinkles kind of rotating through, but the more beneficial rain down as you get toward Tulsa, and all this is going to start to work in next couple hours. Here's 9:30 p.m. Scattered showers. I do want you to notice the temperatures. We're 50 to 55, so we're well above freezing. We don't have to worry about anything frozen out of this storm system, and then periods of showers, even some thunderstorms throughout the overnight hours tonight. So we're going to break this all down for you here in a bit.
Soon, Southeast Kansas Recycling Center has plans to revamp. The nonprofit brings in about 900 tons of recyclable materials annually, helping prevent the Pittsburgh landfill from overfilling and releasing pollutants into the community. They're in the process of clearing out e-waste to make room for future projects. For example, they're planning to expand and work with the city of Pittsburgh to offer curbside recycling pickup to residents. During their cleanup process, they won't be accepting e-waste items or donations to their reuse shop.
Don't produce valuable goods on the back end. E-waste is a good example of that. We accept them with the idea in mind that we're trying to keep materials out of the landfill.
The recycling center is accepting volunteers from February to March to help with the cleanup process. A Carl Junction athlete is featured in a commercial that will play across the 4 states on Super Bowl Sunday. The commercial is for the Challenged Athlete Foundation, which helps to provide adaptive sports equipment. Elijah Schultz is the starting quarterback on his football team, and the foundation has helped him play the sport by providing prosthetic legs. Elijah says nothing can stop him from taking the field.
I want to show people how great you can be, even if you're missing fingers, legs, or anything.
You see Elijah and his family featured in the Challenged Athletes Foundation commercial on Super Bowl Sunday on Fox 14. Still ahead, relief for first responders.
Extreme pressure and trauma in the line of duty can make first responders more susceptible to addiction. I'm Cristian Benavides with the former EMS captain on a mission to get them the treatment they need.
Topping today's Health Watch, people who use cannabis over the course of many years are at risk for poorer memory and brain function. A study published in JAMA Network found even recent cannabis use led to diminished cognitive performance, but young people who used cannabis for many years performed worse on tests of their memory and language. First responders deal with extremely stressful situations which can take a toll on their mental health. Cristian Benavides shows us how one former EMT is on a mission to raise awareness about how to seek help.
At this Florida treatment center, retired EMS captain Steve Campana has found a new call of duty. Alongside Mac, his 1-year-old golden doodle rescue, who is a therapy dog.
Everywhere Mac goes, the door's open. People want to come see him.
The pair's mission, to help guide and support first responders and veterans going through treatment for addiction and post-traumatic stress.
Campana has teamed up with the Hanley Foundation, a recovery treatment center in West Palm Beach, Florida, where he was once a patient himself.
Campana is the first responder liaison, providing support for people in treatment. And he's helped the foundation expand its Patriots program, which can help cover the cost for first responders and veterans. Dr. John Dybin is Chief of Research and Innovation at Hanley.
There is a unique power in going on a journey with somebody who's been where you are at now.
We need to be able to talk about what we're going through.
Campana spent 32 years as a Palm Beach County paramedic, responding to scenes of trauma that have left him scarred on the inside.
If I couldn't sleep at night because I was thinking about a call, I drink. I use drugs. It definitely helped ease the pain and fill the void until it didn't.
He's now been sober for nearly 8 years and is hoping to pass on what he learned to help others achieve sobriety.
If I want to keep this precious gift that I got to give it away.
All with Mac by his side. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
The Hanley Foundation is working to add an additional 12 to 20 beds dedicated solely to first responders who need treatment for substance use or post-traumatic stress disorder. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Judick from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about whether or not your pet might be going blind.
Plus, we have rain increasing for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, not a bad day for us, at least temperature-wise. Most of us right around 60 degrees, but clouds have been thickening up. We have rain increasing for us tonight. You can see cloudy skies on our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Tower cam. We've had some light little showers, light little sprinkles, but most of us fairly dry up to this point in time. You can see those very light little showers kind of streaming toward the north into the east, but a little bit heavier rain starting to pick up once you get back farther southwest toward Tulsa, moving into northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So this is going to increase as we go through the next several hours. Look at the rain increasing southern Oklahoma all the way down through parts of Texas as this system rips through as we go through about the next 36 hours or so. Rain chances going up as we go through the overnight hours and then definitely high through the morning hours, and then we'll start to taper off a bit tomorrow afternoon before they go back up again late tomorrow night and into Friday morning. So let's walk through time. Here's midnight, periods of showers, a couple rumbles of thunder as well, nothing strong, nothing severe. Bands of showers through the night. Here's 6 o'clock in the morning, rain picking up once again. So we may see a little bit of a lull late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then as we go through the morning hours, we'll have bands of showers. And again, a couple rumbles of thunder. Here's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's continue through the morning hours. Here's 1 p.m. Still we have bands of showers across the region. And then once we get into late afternoon, a little bit of a break. The rain, the heaviest rain, will start to push out of here. Then we'll start to get on the backside of the storm system, which will bring in additional showers and a couple thunderstorms again tomorrow night. So here's midnight, Thursday night, and then a band of light showers rotate back in by Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon, all this will be gone. Temperatures will be into the mid-40s by noon on Friday, and we should go mid-50s for highs. So at least temperatures are going to be above freezing through this entire event. By Friday night, Saturday morning, we do cool off a bit as we dip back near freezing to kick off Saturday morning. How much rain are we going to get? Not a ton, but a decent amount. Lesser amounts in our farther western counties, maybe upwards of 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch to an inch for most of us. Then once you get into northwestern Arkansas, probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches in spots. So the heaviest amounts will be along and south of I-44, but a good old dosing across the region. So periods of rain tomorrow, but temperatures good, mainly sitting into the 50s throughout the day, so well above freezing. Outside right now, we're fine. Most of us 55, 57, and 60 in Grand Lake, 57 in Pittsburgh. Monette is sitting at 58 degrees. So look at this big upper level low. So this is what's causing it. It's a slow mover, slowly going to progress off toward the east as we get through the next couple days. Once it gets out of here, we clear out and we look great as we head toward the weekend. All right, 57 Thursday, rain, morning showers on Friday, 53. Look at the weekend, 60 Saturday, 67 on Sunday to kick off the month of February. We do cool down next week. We have some showers, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix by the middle of next week.
It was very considerate of you to set up that forecast so that the nicest 2 days are on the weekend.
A lot of hard work.
I bet it was, but we appreciate it. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, a warning about ads for ghost jobs, jobs that don't actually exist. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Federal Reserve's latest interest rate decision is to do nothing. The Fed Chairman Jerome Powell here believes keeping rates at current levels will slow the economy and eventually help push inflation down from 2.9% to the Fed's target of just 2%. But those high rates also make it harder for people who want to borrow money. The average credit card rate remains above 20%, and the average used car loan is just under 11%. The Federal Reserve meets again in March, and economists believe it's likely the board will once again leave interest rates at current levels. Fake job ads, or ghost jobs, continue to pop up online, frustrating real job seekers all across the country. A recent survey by Resume Builder found nearly 40% of companies admitted to posting fake job listings or ghost jobs within the past year with no intent to actually hire. Sometimes the postings can take up to weeks or even months. Career coach Erin McGough shared some tips on how to spot and avoid these phony postings.
If the job's been up for a while, like for longer than 60 to 90 days, that could be a red flag. If there's a really high number of applicants, like 1,000 plus applicants, and also if the job description is just kind of vague, like if you're just like what they want, a superstar sales guru, like it just doesn't sit right with you, listen to your gut.
Another way to spot a ghost job is to cross-reference the role with the company's website careers page or reach out to the recruiter to see if the posting is legit. Our Pet Vet on Call, next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, part 2 of the story about a woman who suffered from a fatal disease and chose to end her life with medication prescribed by a doctor. Then on KOAM News at 6, more on the changes coming to the Southeast Kansas Recycling Center as it tries to deal with e-waste. And Missouri Southern Baseball is ranked in the preseason top 25. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Now, if you or I have trouble seeing, we simply talk to our doctor, but it's not quite that simple for our pets. Today's question for our Pet Vet on Call: how can I tell if my dog's vision is failing?
Well, that's tough because they hide it pretty well, but there are telltale signs, like your dog is a great catch, but he's missing those treats tossed at them. He's bumping into the door jamb in the evenings instead of going through the doorway. They're tripping over twigs in the yard or their toys. Telltale signs that they're not seeing certain things. Now, if they're a young dog, that could be an issue that could be fixed, and there are ophthalmologists that can diagnose that and maybe save their eyesight. Check into that.
You know, we invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. Let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen this female adult shepherd mix named Athena. The society says she's smart, learns tricks, and commands quickly, and is loyal and cuddly. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we have this adult male short-hair cat, 2 years old. His name is Socks. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? The temperature looking pretty good for the coming week or so.
Yeah, not too bad. We're going to stay in the 50s over the next couple days. We are going to have some rain. We got rain pushing in, picking up through the evening into the night. Periods of showers, even a few thunderstorms tomorrow, all the way into Friday morning. And then we clear out just in time for the weekend, and temperatures looking fantastic. Highs into the 60s.
Sounds too good to be true. Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.